The Mary Celeste was a British merchant brigantine that was found abandoned and adrift in the Atlantic Ocean on December 5, 1872. The ship's crew of 10, including the captain, his wife, and 2-year-old daughter, were nowhere to be found. The Mary Celeste was in good condition when it was found, and there was no sign of a struggle. The ship's sails were set, and the lifeboats were still on board. The only clue to the crew's disappearance was a missing lifeboat and a broken water tank. The mystery of the Mary Celeste has never been solved. The case remains one of the most puzzling unsolved mysteries in maritime history. Here are some of the theories that have been proposed to explain the disappearance of the Mary Celeste. Pirates. Some believe that the crew of the Mary Celeste was attacked by pirates, who killed them and took their belongings. However, there is no evidence to support this theory. Fire. Some believe that the crew of the Mary Celeste abandoned ship due to a fire. However, there is no evidence of a fire on board the ship. Storm. Some believe that the crew of the Mary Celeste abandoned ship due to a storm. However, the weather conditions on the day the ship was found were calm. Sabotage. Some believe that the crew of the Mary Celeste was murdered by one of their own, who then abandoned ship. However, there is no evidence to support this theory. Alien abduction. Some believe that the crew of the Mary Celeste was abducted by aliens. However, this theory is considered to be highly unlikely. The mystery of the Mary Celeste remains one of the most puzzling unsolved mysteries in maritime history. The case has been the subject of much speculation and debate, and there is no definitive answer to what happened to the crew of the ship. Here are some additional details about the Mary Celeste case. The Mary Celeste was a 100-foot brigantine that was built in 1861. The ship was carrying a cargo of 1,700 barrels of alcohol when it was found abandoned. The ship's captain was Benjamin Spooner Briggs, and his wife was named Sarah. The ship's 2-year-old daughter was named Sophia. The crew of the Mary Celeste consisted of 7 men and 3 women. The ship was found by the Dei Gratia, a British merchant brigantine. The captain of the Dei Gratia, David Morehouse, boarded the Mary Celeste and investigated the ship. Morehouse found no sign of a struggle or foul play on board the Mary Celeste. The Mary Celeste was towed to Gibraltar, where it was later auctioned off. The mystery of the Mary Celeste continues to fascinate and intrigue people all over the world. The case is a reminder of the dangers of the sea and the unknown. Amelia Earhart was a pioneering American aviator who became the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean. On July 2, 1937, Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, set off from Miami, Florida, on an attempt to fly around the world. The pair made it as far as Howland Island in the Pacific Ocean, but they never reached their destination. Their plane disappeared without a trace, and their fate remains a mystery to this day. There have been many theories about what happened to Earhart and Noonan. Some believe that they were shot down by the Japanese, while others believe that they crashed in the ocean. Still others believe that they were captured by the Japanese and taken prisoner. The mystery of the disappearance of Amelia Earhart is one of the most enduring mysteries in aviation history. The case remains unsolved, and it is a reminder of the dangers of flying over remote and uncharted regions. Here are some of the theories that have been proposed to explain the disappearance of Amelia Earhart. Shot down by the Japanese. Some believe that Earhart and Noonan were shot down by the Japanese, who were patrolling the area at the time. However, there is no evidence to support this theory. Crashed in the ocean. Some believe that Earhart and Noonan crashed in the ocean and were never found. This is the most likely explanation, but there is no definitive proof. Captured by the Japanese. Some believe that Earhart and Noonan were captured by the Japanese and taken prisoner. However, there is no evidence to support this theory. Landed on Niquimoro. Some believe that Earhart and Noonan landed on Niquimoro, a remote island in the Pacific Ocean. There is some evidence to support this theory, but it is inconclusive. The mystery of the disappearance of Amelia Earhart continues to fascinate and intrigue people all over the world. The case has been the subject of much speculation and debate, and there is no definitive answer to what happened to Earhart and Noonan. In 2018, a team of researchers announced that they had found new evidence that suggests Earhart and Noonan may have landed on Nicky Moreau. The researchers found a piece of aircraft fabric that they believe is from Earhart's plane. However, the evidence is inconclusive, and the mystery of Earhart's disappearance remains unsolved. The Somerton Man was a mystery even before his body was found. He was seen walking along Somerton Beach on the night of November 30, 1948, but no one knows who he was or where he came from. His body was found on December 1, 1948, and it was quickly determined that he had died of natural causes. However, there were some strange circumstances surrounding his death. He had no identification on him, and his pockets were empty. The only clue to his identity was a scrap of paper found in his trouser pocket that contained the words, "Tamam shud," which is Persian for, "it is finished." The Somerton Man's case has been investigated by police, journalists, and amateur sleuths for decades, but his identity has never been conclusively determined. There are many theories about whom the Somerton Man was and what happened to him, but none of them have been proven. One theory is that the Somerton Man was a spy who was killed by his own government. This theory is based on the fact that the man was found in a remote area of Australia, and that he had no identification on him. Another theory is that the Somerton Man was murdered. This theory is based on the fact that the man's body was found with no identification, and that he had suffered a head injury. Still another theory is that the Somerton Man was a drifter who died of natural causes. This theory is based on the fact that the man was found in a remote area, and that he had no identification. The Somerton Man case remains unsolved. There is no definitive answer to who the Somerton Man was and what happened to him. The case is a reminder that there are still many mysteries in the world that have yet to be solved. The Somerton Man was a mystery even in death. His body was found wearing a smart suit and tie, and his clothing was neatly pressed. He had no identification on him, and his pockets were empty. The only clue to his identity was a scrap of paper found in his trouser pocket that contained the words, "Tamam shud," which is Persian for, "it is finished." The Somerton Man's case has been investigated by police, journalists, and amateur sleuths for decades, but his identity has never been conclusively determined. There are many theories about who the Somerton Man was and what happened to him, but none of them have been proven. The Somerton Man case is a reminder that there are still many mysteries in the world that have yet to be solved. It is a story that will continue to fascinate people all over the world for years to come. The Enfield Poltergeist is one of the most well-documented cases of poltergeist activity in history. The case began in 1977, when a single mother named Peggy Hodgson and her 4 children began to experience strange and unexplained phenomena in their home in Enfield, England. The children reported seeing a number of strange things, including a ball of light that floated through the air, a disembodied voice, and a figure that they described as a man with a bald head. They also reported being pushed and shoved by unseen forces, and their toys were often moved around the house without explanation. The Hodgson family's claims were investigated by a number of paranormal researchers, including Maurice Grosse and Guy Playfair. Grosse and Playfair recorded a number of strange events, including the sound of footsteps in empty rooms, the movement of objects without any apparent cause, and the appearance of scratches and bruises on the children's bodies. The Enfield Poltergeist case remains one of the most controversial and debated cases of paranormal activity in history. Some people believe that the children were simply faking the events, while others believe that they were genuine victims of a supernatural force. No matter what the explanation, the Enfield Poltergeist case is a chilling reminder that there are still many mysteries in the world that we do not understand. Here are some of the most disturbing events that took place during the Enfield Poltergeist case. The children's beds would shake violently, even when they were not in them. The children would be pushed and shoved by unseen forces. Objects would fly through the air, sometimes hitting the children. The children's toys would move around the house on their own. A disembodied voice would be heard, speaking in a deep, guttural tone. A ball of light would appear in the house, floating through the air. The children's faces would be scratched and bruised, without any apparent explanation. The Enfield Poltergeist case is a reminder that there are still many things that we do not understand about the world around us. It is also a reminder that the human mind is capable of great things, both good and evil.